Well, hello there. Welcome. Come on in. We are kind of live. Of course, obviously, I'm taping this live. However, it's not live to you all because I wanted to make sure that I allowed my team time to spend with their families. And so I'm kind of taping this without them knowing because it's the holidays. And so happy holidays. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving. If you don't, happy holiday regardless. And if you're not getting down with any of it, I hope you can catch some sales on Black Friday. But I hope everyone has a great day today, regardless of what you're doing. Hopefully, you will be able to, if not physically be with family, at least be able to reach out to them to say happy holidays or to do a quick check in and all those good things. So, have a super great day today. Thank you for joining us at 10 a.m. Although this isn't officially live, I'm watching y'all live. And so that's going to be exciting for me as well to be able to watch with you all and talk to you all at the same time without trying to do it and look and yeah, I don't get to doing that. And so let me apologize up front if I don't have what I normally would have because I normally have a team with me. And so again, happy holidays to all. Listen, we are on day 23 of our 30-day challenge for you to advance on purpose. I am speaking to the mid-career woman that is tired of either being passed over or is wondering, is that leadership really for me? What's my next move? How do I get there? I'm talking to you. And so for you, this is really for you to advance on purpose. If you're just tuning in, don't even stress. You still have enough time to get great nuggets. I also invite you to our webinar on December 2nd. But listen, you have the replays. You can catch our replays either on Facebook, you can catch our replays on YouTube. So it doesn't matter where you're tuning in from. Again, Facebook, MDW Solutions on my business page or my YouTube page, you can catch the replays. And so if you're just tuning in, don't feel like you have missed the whole entire thing because those replays are there for you. But buckle up and let's get on in. Yesterday, we talked about where leadership networking, where we're talking about kind of where wit meets wisdom, if you will. And so, if you missed any of that, again, go back, catch the replays, and I am sure it will be a blessing to you because listen, networking has not died. Okay. And if you're not doing it, you need to know how to do it. And so that's a great start. If you have additional questions, again, feel free to come to the webinar and bring those questions to the webinar. And also today, let me put that on the screen, what we're doing today. So what we're talking about today is going to be, women in leadership, what it means for you, for your organization, for society at large. And then we're going to talk about feedback and feed forward. They are two powerful tools for your growth. And so the aim for today's session is to inspire, to empower you to become not just leaders, but phenomenal leaders who understand the value of guidance, both giving and receiving. And so before I jump all the way in, let's do a quick roll call. If you're just joining me, you know, well, you won't know, but if you join us, you know, I like to know, hey, What's your name and where are you tuning in from? So, whether you're catching this live or whether you're catching the replay, please let us know who you are, where you're tuning in from, because I want to acknowledge you. And also, let me know what's resonating with you because it is my purpose for you to advance to your next level progression. And so, this 30-day challenge is for you to advance on purpose. And I need to know if I'm hitting the areas that you need and want and desire. So, definitely, if something is resonating, just put that in the comments. Let me know that that's resonating that it's resonating with you. If you have any questions, put those in the comments. If I'm not able to answer them right on spot, trust and believe I will answer them. I will put it in our Facebook group, or I may do a quick live answering your question. And so please know I am looking forward to receiving questions. Again, myself, my team, we do look at the comments because we want to make sure that we are assisting. Okay. And so, if you have been with me, you know I love to tell a story. If you're curious about my story, my why behind doing any and all of this, then please go back to day one where I do share my story. And note, in general, I have been in the leadership realm 20 plus years and I understand leadership. I've been around lots of people, lots of executives, just in general. And so I probably have seen just about everything, but I'm sure there's always room for new. Wow, haven't seen that before. And the fact that I'm a coach, I take confidentiality extremely serious. So generally, if I'm sharing someone else's story, I have tweaked their name, maybe tweaked a detail or two, or I leave out details so you can't necessarily ever hone in and pinpoint a specific person just because, again, I do take confidentiality extremely serious. And so let me go ahead and jump on in and tell you this story about Lena. Lena, a mid-career woman who's passionate, skilled, but somehow stuck in the plateau in her career. Yeah, that's Lena. Okay. She had mentors, but felt like their guidance was generic, like, that's not really hitting me. Are you really listening to what I'm saying? She thought she was open to feedback, but wasn't actively seeking it. And when we were talking about feedback, how many of y'all really actually want to hear feedback? Or do you say you want to hear it and you like, you better not step on my toes? Just saying, there are a lot of people who are like, don't step on my toes, but you say you want feedback. Feedback means sometimes your toes will be stepped on, and that's okay. They're not broken. They're just stepped on just a little bit. And so, moreover, Lena was hesitant to take leadership roles, underestimating the ripple effect her leadership could create. And so years later, she found herself in a leadership role at her company, thanks to a woman-centric leadership development program. She begun seeking feedback and feed forward. And the difference for Lena was transformative. Not only did she actually grow up and grow, she elevated everyone around her, women and men alike. And so Lena's story really isn't unique because I'm sure you know Alina. Maybe you are Alina. It's a tale of untapped potential that could be any one of us. So let's not waste potential. And so our first point is we're going to talk about women in leadership. Listen, listen, ladies out there. Listen, women in leadership. We all know this thing about breaking glass ceilings. Well, despite compromising 47% of the workforce, or comprising 47% of the workforce, women continue to underestimate literally 47% of the workforce, they are underrepresented in leadership positions. For instance, only 25% of executive, senior leader, or senior level and management positions in these 500 companies are held by women. So only 25% of executives are women. 25%, that's not high. Furthermore, women represent a mere 8.8% of Fortune 500 CEOs. That's it, 8.8 in Fortune 500 CEOs, which is significantly less to be promoted. Women, or that's what the article was saying, that there's significantly less to be promoted to managerial roles compared to their male peers. So, for many women, especially those that are in male dominated fields, climbing that corporate ladder can seem almost endless and almost, pointless. Further, by increasing the number of women in leadership positions, seriously, we can normalize the ideal that gender should not define one's ability. And yes, realistically, that is still what we're fighting today. Studies have indicated that companies with a higher proportion of women in leadership positions tends to perform better and are 21% more likely to achieve average profitability. Additionally, organizations with diverse management teams tend to have 19% higher revenue, largely due to the innovative ideas that come from different perspectives. Women in leadership roles promotes diversity, not just in terms of gender, but also when it comes to problem solving, thought processes, and organizational culture. This diversity is vital to business growth and process. And then we have societal change when we're talking about women in leadership. It's been found that companies with female CEOs tend to be more or tend to have more women in leadership positions, including their boards, that compared to other companies with male CEOs. This suggests that female leadership has an important influence on the gender composition of leadership within companies, which can contribute to changing societal norms. When women hold leadership positions, they open up opportunities for other women to do the same. So don't despise where you are. If you are a first line supervisor, a second line supervisor, don't despise where you are, because even where you are currently is so important for other women to see and other women to strive for. If you're a senior level executive as a woman, others are watching you. They are looking at you. They are saying, she made it. I can make it. And I'm saying, listen, you can make it. Okay. Women when women hold leadership positions, they open up opportunities for others to do the same, creating such a legacy that can affect future generations and even public policy. And so this normalization of women in leadership can have such a crucial ripple effect throughout society. So keep doing what you're doing, women out there. And women that are aspiring, keep aspiring. You will advance on purpose. And so the second point that I'd like to talk about before we wrap this up is going to be, we're going to talk about feedback, and then we're going to talk about feed forward. And so when we're talking about feedback, we're going to look at personal growth. It has been reported by Gallup that a mere 26% of employees feel that feedback that they receive is beneficial for improving their work performance. This highlights the importance of ensuring feedback is constructive and actionable in order to facilitate personal growth. When feedback is, and I highlight this, highlight When feedback is delivered correctly, because we know that we have seen feedback delivered incorrectly, delivered horribly, but when it's delivered correctly, it serves as a reflection of your strengths and your weaknesses, which in turns helps us to develop both personally and professionally. In addition, it's essential to note that feedback should be a two-way street. Give a person an opportunity to breathe, to be able to receive. And if you're receiving that feedback, breathe. Stop taking every last thing personal. Okay? I need you to stop taking every last thing personal. Everything that's said to you isn't always, and I know sometimes in our minds, this is meant to hurt or harm me. That's not always the case. Excuse me. It's not always the case. And so I urge you to practice not taking things so personal. Understanding, providing useful feedback to colleagues can help improve their performance. It helps to boost team morale, results in more productive work environments and a positive working environment. So it's essential to prioritize as a leader, giving healthy, constructive feedback and receiving healthy, constructive feedback regularly to promote growth in just not personal growth, but organizational growth. And it also helps to cultivate a healthy work environment. Gallup has found that managers who receive feedback on their strengths are 8.9% more profitable, and teams that focus on strengths every day have 12.5 greater productivity. This suggests that a focus on strengths and feedback can lead to a healthier workplace environment, and it can lead to better business outcomes. Constructive feedback offers a culture of continuous learning and accountability, and this leads to higher job satisfaction and lower turnover rates. We have something called feedback loops, and Gallup research indicates that employees who receive regular feedback on their strengths are 15% more likely to be engaged at work versus managers who provide weekly, annual feedback. So it is important that this is a continuous process and not a twice a year type of deal. The power, last, I'd like to end with the power of feed forward. And feed forward is a technique, and I'm sure many of you have heard this before. Feed forward is a technique that is future oriented. Unlike feedback, which is retrospective, it focuses on providing actionable advice for future performance and is generally less defensive. Furthermore, feed forward is more positive as it often concentrate on building up your strengths rather than solely addressing that one weakness, that one thing you did wrong, resulting in a more optimistic approach to performance enhancement. Seeking feed forward cultivates leadership qualities as it demonstrates emotional intelligence, a willingness to adapt and improve, which are essential traits of effective leaders. And it's important to note that feed forward can be received from various sources, such as peers and mentors, coaches. It also is a helpful tool for personal growth and development as it allows individuals to gain new perspectives and insights on their current strengths and their weaknesses. By receiving feed forward regularly, individuals can continuously develop their skills and their talents, becoming more effective in their personal and professional lives. And so let me tell you, if you're just joining us, we do gift giveaways. If you've been with us, you know. But are you a part of our Facebook group? You'll see that QR code, and we'll also drop that in the comments. Since I'm live, I can drop the information in the comments too. You'll see that. Please join our Facebook group. This is where our free gifts are stored and housed. If you're already a part of our Facebook group, you are the first to know when we are having a free gift. And let me say that Facebook group is a group, not my business page. And so I would love for you to join our Facebook group as well, because we are people. And again, it's not just for women when we're talking about our Facebook group. It is for everyone who is trying to advance on purpose. It is a community where we are supportive, where you can get those questions answered, like what are the different leadership styles? All of that information is definitely in our Facebook group. So we answer questions. I give you leadership moments, and we're able to just talk openly and be supportive of one another. And so that's where those gifts are dropped. So please join our Facebook group. And now I would like to go ahead and end with the importance of women in leadership roles cannot be understated, not only for the women themselves, but also for the organizations they lead and the society that they influence. Feedback and feed forward are essential tools in this journey. They serve as vehicles for both our personal and our professional growth. And if that is a subject where you struggle in, because some people do struggle in receiving feedback, they struggle in, even if you use the word criticism, constructive criticism, it's like that word will just, almost trigger them. If that is you and that's an area you struggle with, I invite you to come to our webinar so you can get coaching right on spot, and we can give you downloads so that you can feel better about receiving that feedback. So I definitely invite you to come to our webinar. Let me put that on the screen. Our webinar is December 2nd at 11 a.m. Take a picture of this so that you can go back, use that UR code. And again, I'll have to remember to drop this since I'll be watching this live right along with you in the comments as well. And I'd like to end with a quote. Feedback is the breakfast of champions. Okay, Mr. Ken Blanchard. Feedback is the breakfast of champions. So please join me tomorrow for more insights and great nuggets, because it is my goal to help you move up in your career. You deserve to advance on purpose. Again, happy holidays. May the rest of your day be blessed. If you're not celebrating the holidays, maybe you'll get a head start on Black Friday. And if you're saving your money, I'm not mad at that too. Have a